Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast, Player Prop Edition, Thursday Night Football. Man, October football. Here we go. It's arrived. We got the Niners and Rams coming up for you in just a bit. Me and Kevin Thomas. But before we get to that, you know what we got to do here when you tune into the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Put that notification bell on here for the Winner Circle YouTube. Player Prop Show on Tuesday. We got the regular show, me and Matt Fargo. Earlier in the day, we released a Thursday night pick. We did a Monday little baseball, me, Chip Trimmis, Doug Upstone. You don't want to miss out on that. NFL, college football free picks. Baseball playoff free picks will be coming. NBA free picks, not hockey. Unless somebody does a shorty. I don't know. I won't be doing a hockey video, but maybe someone will. We got some hockey fans. College basketball, we'll have some top 25 action soon enough around the corner for you. You don't want to miss out. Notification bells on. And, of course, the live show on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Mark Lawrence, Matt Fargo, myself. And sometimes we have guests. You never know who's going to show up. Weekend edition, Chip Trimbus, and the Vegas Legends roll in on Saturday and Sunday. Again, these are the free plays. You want our best bets, all of our top plays. You head on over to gamblersworld.net. There you see it scrolling on the bottom. 3 730 packages. Guaranteed to show you a profit or we credit you back during that time. We got a leaderboard. See how everybody's doing. 30 days. I like to say do the 30-day package. It's guaranteed. And that's a great time to get everybody's playing, kind of see how a capper goes. You might have a nice run over 2 days, 3 days, and you're crushing it. A week is nice. You get the whole Thursday to Monday NFL, college football, kit and caboodle. 30 days, though, all sports included. It's wonderful. I would have wanted to be part of that. It's fabulous. Two things we got left. We have the NFL package up through the Super Bowl. Less than $40 a week. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Not as good as the $25, but it's still a great plan for you. And there is a Major League Baseball 119 through the World Series. But enough of that. We're ready to go here, Kev. We got NFL action for you. And listen, Rams and the Niners, 5.5, total 47. We're looking at the prop side of things. But before I get to that, for you, weekend-wise, how'd you do past weekend football? And are you ready for this weekend? Got stuff up yet? Ready to rock? What's the deal?
Yeah, I was 6-4 overall in college, I think, and then NFL 4-2 overall. Lost last night on the Jets. They could have scored a couple times there and get me the cover, but they just couldn't get it done with the fumble and stuff. So it happens. It bites me in the ass, but it happens. More shocked about some of the injuries and how that's going to affect things. If you took my advice on the Waddle touchdowns over 3.5, you're going to cash big time. He's going to become the focal point for that team. Yeah. And if you're a fan of the Baltimore Ravens, man, your season's over. It was over last week, but, man, it's really over for you, and I feel for you.
You know, I see guys get hurt, but that team right now, and me and Matt talked about that a little bit. We're doing this game, but then I said, when I went into the Ravens, I said, it's almost – you don't want a guy to get hurt, but the way the defense was playing, you lose to KC and the Bills, you're a wild card team. Are you – and plus you have other injuries as well to boot. It's not like he's the only guy who got hurt. Is it almost – I don't say it's better because that's never the case because you don't know what next year brings. Like, oh, we'll get him next year. You don't know what next year. But with the injuries – maybe it extends you a year if Henry gets less carries this year, right? And you know what? Why are we breaking them down to be a wild card team? We're not beating the Bills, especially with a banged up Lamar. You need him 100%. And now you'll get a top 10 pick or something. Maybe it helps you out. Again, you don't ever cheer to lose, but they're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot.
Tough conference. That's the problem too.
Yeah, I mean Pittsburgh's got a 2-game lead. Again, am I sold on them? But you got a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's got the Bengals defense. He's faces.
I'm talking about the defenses. The teams aren't that good, but the Steelers, the Browns. I mean, they're gonna hammer them. They're gonna hammer them. They're gonna be useless if they would play it, a lower seed. They get crushed. I mean, they're just gonna be so beat up. It won't even be funny. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I'm a huge fan of John Harbaugh. I liked when he was with the Eagles and stuff, and I was happy when he got the job. Thought he did a great job, but he looks deflated over there. I mean, maybe it's time for change of scenery for him. And yeah, I feel for them. I feel because you root for those guys that wear their heart on their sleeve like Lamar. I'm not a fan of the Ravens, but I root for those guys because he gives 100% every time, and it's a shame.
Like you said, it could be guys just get tired of hearing something, and it's kind of like with the old Father Time. You just kind of go off a cliff one day and you're bad. Maybe they just said, you know what? Forget this guy, bro. This is a bad year. We're going to stink. It is what it is, and get on with it. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, all I know is that line went from 10-3 on Sunday for against the Texans. And I see one last thing. We'll get into the so many time tutty props here. Dylan Gabriel, starter for Sunday morning against the Vikings in England for Cleveland. They made the move. The line has actually dropped a point on that news. Interesting, dropping a point there. We saw the Giant line go up a whole point on the trading of their news of a quarterback change. This one actually drops in a foreign country. We'll see how that plays out.
Now, when you watch Jackson Dart, did it look like Daniel Jones? I mean, running all the time. I mean, is that this? What's his name? Is that his system? Quarterback runs because
looks like a guy behind a bad offensive line with no wide receiver.
It looked like Daniel Jones in his first year with the Giants. Everyone was high on him. He was running all over the place, and then it was all downhill. And I watched some of that kid's throws. Man, that throw the neighbors wasn't even close. I mean, he got that guy hurt trying to twist around to catch that ball.
I'll tell you
I'm not sold on Jackson Dart. I understand. I had the Giants in that game just because of all the injuries to the Chargers and the travel. But man, I'm not sold on the Giants at all. I think they're in trouble.
I got to hedge out of this. I got the Saints to start 0-5, and it's plus like 450. It's not a lot. It was 100. I'm like, let me put $100 on this. I thought they were going to be worse than they were. I didn't expect them to be competitive every week. I really thought they were going to be bad, like Tennessee bad.
Yeah,
they aren't. So I'm going to have to kind of hedge out of that for just to get back on. I'll cut it in half. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't think the Giants are winning on the road with that team.
No, that's a good defense.
The Saints have been in. I mean, they had a bad game up in Seattle, and that was a couple bad plays turned into a blowout. They've been in every single game to the bitter end. 3 out of 4. Yeah, I could be taking the Saints this weekend anyway. All right, let's get to this kind of stuff.
Let's do it.
We'll get out of here. People want to. Usually this is a nice 10-minute video. We're already 10 minutes in. We're talking about injuries and quarterback changes. But here we go. Anytime tutties, we'll start here. We'll roll across the odds here for the Niners. These change. These change from this morning to this afternoon, some of these numbers. So bear with us. We're going to say a number. It might be different. Welcome to sports betting if you're new. Lines change, folks, from day to day. And, by kickoff could be something totally different because our video goes viral. Who knows what the hell will happen? I was loading these in here. We're talking before he came on here. Let's just, I'm going to say I'm on the Jake Tongs with you there. 380. We both like Tong. I'm like, hey, speaking of quarterbacks, here comes Mac Jones, another backup, new guy coming in here. You like Tongs? Why do you like Tongs? I'll tell you why I like him. Or Tongs, whoever he is. Plus 380. I love it.
Oh, my thing is it's the Shanahan system. I mean, he made Kittle into a sensation, and this guy's he's becoming a fan favorite when he catches the ball. So 16 targets, 12 catches, 2 touchdowns in basically 3 games because Kittle played a game and a half or whatever. So Purdy loves them tight ends, and with all the receivers that are banged up, we got Jennings who's banged up, Pearsall, we don't know with him either, both questionable. I'm sure they're both going to play, but if they're not healthy, you want to get the ball in the guy that's healthy. And, we saw Tongs break a tackle for a touchdown last game. So he kind of reminds me of Tucker Kraft for the Packers. Gets the ball in his hands. He's a force. So, yeah, anytime touchdown plus anything over 300, man, that's a steal.
As you mentioned, Pearsall banged up. Jennings questionable. Watkins questionable. Ayuk's been out. Where else are they going? We're going to go to a safety, and especially with possibility of a backup quarterback or a Mac Jones sighting here with Purdy, out again, looks like here, which is why I think the line moved 2 points, not just for
But
the wide receiver.
that Rams defense is pretty good, especially at stuff in the run. I mean, look what they did with the Eagles, the game they should have won.
Yep.
They, Barkley ran like 200 yards against them twice last year, and then they go to Philly and they put up really good numbers. And I mean, they're pretty solid up front, so they could stack the box and try to make Purdy beat them. So that's going to be quick passes to that tight end, and it's always a plus in the red zone.
Can I interest you in a Juszczyk 750 touchdown? Right, your short week, you're a backup. You could be limited with receivers. Maybe again, CMC, he could go out and take in a wide receiver kind of slot kind of role, and you got the big guy in the back, maybe catches a flare out of the backfield. I wanted to take a flyer on a plus 750 from the big fullback.
I agree. Yeah.
They're that depleted, and on a short week, you want to keep it kind of simple. Let's not get complex.
Tight end, fullback screen. Yeah.
CMC getting involved more, maybe on catches. Again, those things, I hate to give out something like that this far ahead of time because questionable could turn into he's probable, and then I'm doing some kind of prop on 6 catches because you think CMC is going to be catching 5, 6, 7, 8 balls out of the backfield, and all of a sudden everybody's, we're ready to go. We're fine. The injury report gets a little muddled sometimes. So check back when we do a Thursday show on this.
He's been in the system longer than any of them, honestly. Yep. And the way Shanahan plays him, he plays him as a fullback / tight end. So he does tight end screens with him out of the fullback position. And when they're close to the red zone, that's huge, especially against some smaller linebackers. I think the Rams, they're very aggressive up front, but they're not the biggest guys in the world. So he could break one, yeah.
Let's talk some before we go to anytime touchdowns with the Rams. We got some player kind of prop guys we like. Why don't you jump into your 2 guys here who you like for your yardages?
Blake Corum, the ex-Michigan running back. The kid's getting more and more touches. Last game, 9 touches, 21 yards against the Colts. This is a huge rival. This is a huge NFC West game. This is first place in line right here. I think both teams are 3-1. This is a huge game. So running yards are going to be very hard to come by. I think it's going to be all about the pass. So I have him going under 27.5 rushing yards. I think he probably does hit 9 or 10 touches, but I think it's going to probably get him about 22, maybe 23 yards tops. And I think he's the future of that team. The kid's a stud, but they still got Kyron Williams over there that they ride like a horse. So I'm going to take the under in that one. But I will take Kyron Williams over 9.5 receiving yards. I think that's super low just because of what the 49ers did in their last game. I forget what whoever the running back was. He put up some big numbers in the receiving against the Niners. So they're a little suspect to the receiving, especially no Bosa. So they're trying to get get to the passer with like 2 extra guys now, and that brings Fred Warner more to the line. So those little checkdowns to the running backs, I think Kyron Williams can get 9.5 yards.
There you go. Kyrie Williams over 9.5 receiving yards. Blake Corum under 27.5 rushing yards here. We keep tracks of the wins and losses with the player props, but we don't keep a running money tally because it could get kind of skewed when we take a big anytime touchdown. They kind of cash. So these are we don't keep the record on these. We'll say, hey, we went 5-4, 3-6, but we're not going to come out and say we're plus. Because a lot of times with the touchdowns, it'll be some kind of crazy number, and that's just watch the video and you decide on what you want to do here. It's not like when we say, hey, we're 5-5 in football, we're minus $20 or whatever, or baseball, whatever the case would be. All right, you're watching, keep watching. Hit the like button here. We're about 15 minutes in. We're going to wrap this up in probably about 3 minutes or so. I got one yardage prop here, and it's Tutu Atwell over 9.5 receiving yards. It's minus 108. He's got 2 catches on the year, the guy. All right, 2 catches on the year. One of them's for 88 yards. The other one's for 4 yards. And this is, I'm going to kind of segue this into my props for anytime touchdowns for the Rams. Puka and Devontae Adams have 85 of the 133 pass attempts, targets. 65% basically of the balls have gone to those two cats. So if you're going to focus on those guys, there's got to be someone else. Hi, I'm Tutu. I'm open. You're fast. You can't get a 10-yard catch here, Tutu. What do we? I just need one catch. Can you not throw the ball? I mean, is Puka? Whatever. I just again, is it too easy to look for a wide receiver to get 9 yards? It might be when two other guys are catching 64% of the passes out of the backfield. Touchdown lines for me, though, here at the Rams. We have Davis Allen at plus 475, the tight end. 4 catches, Kevin. 2 touchdowns. Tyler Higbee's on the field the whole way, and this SOB comes in and vultures touchdown catches away from the guy. For whatever reason, he's in there when it's time to be in a red zone. At plus 475, I think it's worth a shot. At 475.
Yeah, they don't give him the Puka, so you're right. It's Adams or that guy. That's who's getting in the red zone.
Puka is even money, and they'll be coming across here. Puka's even. Devontae Adams is plus 115. Why would you take one of those guys at that kind of price? I can't do that, 115. Not me. I'm at 2 touchdowns each, I think it's worth to do quarter units. If Puka's going to score a touchdown, why can't he score 2? Yeah, and he's only scored 1 on the season, which is weird. But 2 touchdowns is 650. 2 touchdowns for Adams is 750. I'd rather kind of half sprinkle those, thinking one of them will have a breakout game for 2 touchdowns than a 1 touchdown. I'd rather lose going after a bigger payday than say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go each at even money, or one at plus 110, 115, and then they split anyway, or one of them doesn't get it. I'd rather say, you know what? I'm going for the biggies, and if one of them catches 2, we're in it. We're in it big time. I mean, 6 and 7. These are 2. They throw the ball in LA. You're giving me 650 and 750 to 1 for 2 touchdowns. He averages 125 yards a game in 10 times. Get him the ball in the red zone. I'd be complaining about this, but it's October. The guy has a touchdown pass, a touchdown catch. Come on, Kevin. He can get 2. Although I know you like the other guy.
I think it's more. I think it'd be more Adams to get the 2. He'll get 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Puka will get 149 yards. But I don't see a lot of points in this game. Like I said, NFC rivalry. It's going to be tough to get these touchdowns and score these points. But Shanahan, I think, will focus on Puka because this he's catching it in double coverage and he's just blowing guys down. He's just running out of gas after 80 yards and guys are tackling him. But other than that, yeah, he's a stud.
Here we go. Final recap of the free picks. Devontae Adams anytime touchdown for Kevin at plus 115. I'm going to say sprinkle a little double hopper on him and Puka. Maybe one of them catches 2. Who knows? 650, 750. We both love Tongs at 380. That, I think, is our favorite play. We think it'll be a smaller playbook. We're going to run scripted plays. You saw how Kittle excelled in the system. Jake Tongs 380, I think, is probably our favorite player prop of the night, including the receiving props, which Kyrie Williams over 9.5 receiving yards for Kevin. Blake Corum under 27.5 rushing yards for Kevin. I like our guy Tutu Atwell over 9.5 receiving yards. There we go. Couple deep shots, yes, but that's what the prop is about. That's the only time I'm going to say have fun when betting. We're not having fun betting 9-leg parlays and stuff like that, dipping our wings in blue cheese. That's not fun. These are fun. You want to take a little something deeper odds, quarter units, 1/10 of a unit, small kind of stuff. There you go. But that's a wrap here, Kev. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, like last night's game, I lost money on the Jets, but I had money on Mason, the tight end, going over the yards. So it was a win-loss for me, but I was excited, and I realized I'm becoming one of those kids where at the end I was rooting for my player more than anything, and it is more exciting. You're not sitting there ripping your hair out when they fumble a ball or something, especially when your guy's doing a lot of the good stuff. So I love the props.
Some games, I was gonna say, some games where you sort of like something, you don't have to play it. Do a little prop, cheer for something, as opposed to the old days we'd have nothing on the game. And it's like, whatever, let me just get ready for the next day. Now you can say, you know what? This guy should probably do a little something good here. You could cheer for a favorite player or something like that. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. You know, you don't – it's a little – I don't say safer because you are betting money, but it's a different kind of approach to it where it's not like the old days where you just had you're locked into something and that was it. You could kind of go different directions nowadays. All righty. You got the props. Enjoy the picks. Hit the like button. You want our premium plays, gamblerworld.net for all of our top plays in NFL, plus college football, Major League Baseball playoffs, hockey, NBA, college hoops, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. There you go for Thursday player props. Kevin, good luck this week, fella.